Music, esports, an iced coffee empire, and Rice Gum getting his legs tied in a double Windsor. WillNE and James Marriott have taken on so many new projects and industries, all while gathering one giant shared audience. And I'm here to tell you all about it. Roll the intro!
Netstalgia.
Right, hello and welcome back to Netstalgia. I'm your host, internet historian and victim of capitalism, Benjamin Glape Chilcott, and I'm here to take you through the story of Will and Jim. James William Marriott was born on the 7th of July, 1997. He was actually born in Switzerland, but he was mostly raised in Buckinghamshire and Salisbury. He went to Aylesbury Grammar School, and in 2008, at around age 12, he started making animations which he uploaded online. Later on, he changed to uploading acoustic guitar songs. He was raised well, growing up with his sister Hannah and his dog Jasper. He'll be important later. His parents split in his teenage years, but he seems to have kept a fairly good relationship with them both. Will clearly has a good relationship with James's dad. Lastly, he has brown eyes. But don't let him hear you say that. William Jonathan Lenny was born in Newcastle on the 11th of March 1996 and raised in Whitley Bay. Growing up, he was a pretty normal kid. He liked football, F1, what a guy, and getting peppered off of Frosty Jacks in the local park. I kind of assumed that last one, but from what I know about Newcastle, I don't reckon I'm wrong. In 2012, he started posting on YouTube under the name Betty Schwallocks.
This is great banter.
His first video was a FIFA video, which was fairly short-lived, as he posted one more episode and then just disappeared. But he popped back up a couple years later in 2015 with the British tag. He then continued on making similar videos as he slowly shifted into a more commentary style. Not only did his videos change, but his name did too. He changed his name to WillNE, because his name's Will, and he's from the northeast. It also just sounds similar to his name. He then attended Loughborough Uni, which he loved.
It's awful. There's nothing there. It's just spooks.
James posted his first video on the James Marriott channel in 2012. It was an acoustic guitar song called Gratitude. He posted a few other acoustic covers, as well as 2 vlogs, which have since become iconic.
See anything weird lately? My sister.
Banter.
Then, like Will, he disappeared for a few years before coming back in 2015 with a much more commentary-focused style on the channel. He developed a small but dedicated audience, being known for his articulate, sarcastic humour, which was a different taste than the usual commentary channels of this era, not naming names. During this time, he was studying modern languages at UCL, making him fluent in Spanish and Portuguese. He spent 6 months in Granada to help him with his Spanish, and then he actually graduated, making him the only e-boy, and maybe the 3rd person I've ever talked about on this show to have a degree. I'm not just glazing, bro. I actually drink this shit. It is good. By 2018, he was fairly well known in the commentary scene, especially for how brutal he was. James has talked since this time about how spiteful he got at points, and I didn't notice at the time because I was, 12. But if you look back, you can really see what he's talking about. There was times he would escalate what was effectively just someone's shit video or book into something that was really aggressive. Most of the time I would say it was on the line, but I can see why he doesn't look back on all of these videos fondly, and why he's gone back and privated a few. 2018 was also when he started associating with other big commentary names, like WillNE, George Memulus, I'm Alex, iNabber, all 5 Eboys. In July, he started the Campcast with I'm Alex, a podcast where they would just talk about whatever they wanted, and it ran all the way up until May 2019. Later that year, in October, he hit 1 million subs, and then, in March 2020, he dropped absolute heat in a video about Lele Pons.
Sabes que yo hablo español, tomando el control, para leer tu libro de quiere y alcohol. Me duele el corazón, sea el colesterol, me has convertido en un troll. Expuesto de nuevo, puro inglés caballero, si escucho tus canciones yo me muevo a otra ciudad. Ser latina no es una personalidad, y lo digo por necesidad. Adiós, Lele.
Also, just a quick shout out to my boy Clive. On the 27th of January 2016, Will posted the first ever episode of This Week on the Internet. This Week on the Internet, or Twatty, was a weekly recap of everything that went on online. From memes, to politics, to just something Will found entertaining. Episode 1 was about Louis Tomlinson, and the series was already a clear winner. The format was fast and effective, while still having room for jokes, and Will's previous attempts at YouTube had clearly helped him develop his on-screen presence. As he kept posting, the series kept growing, and then, later in the year, he found a hidden gem.
Sophie, we know who you are. You're that girl who copies my bars. You're that girl who is a...
BG Media. Blackpool Grime Media was a group of kids from Blackpool making grime and sending outrageous shots towards each other.
Yo, yes, like the bifter, I'm gonna your little sister.
Huh? It was run by this geezer Jack Wilkinson.
Big up Jack Wilkinson on the cam.
And let me tell you, Will had stumbled upon an absolute goldmine.
So boy, yeah, who's that? He's asking, yeah, we're back. Man, we're fat. Millie, come link me fast.
If you don't know me, I'm M to the B. Coming in hard, you better watch it, Sophie. You think you're the only girl doing grime. M to the B's here, step in line. Look at your makeup, look at your clothes. By the way that you got a big nose.
BGM got picked up by a couple other YouTubers after Will found it. Most notably, my good friend George Memulus.
Alright, so we got a channel called Chilcott Dudes. Alright, I like it.
In 2017, Will moved to London to be closer to other YouTubers, and then, that same year, he took part in the second ever Sidemen charity match. He's also taken part in every charity match since then, creating amazing memories, like his goal in 2022.
Chance with a touch, can they finish?
Or him and the whole team cheering on Sketch last year. Or when he turned Rice Gum's legs into a bag of loose bones.
First mistake there from Jay. Oh, he's taken out by WillNE! What was he doing, Will?
And in April of that year, he launched his second channel, Sub2 WillNE, later known as S2W, then WillNE Reacts, and now a bit more WillNE. In this era, he made it very clear that this was the money channel. I mean, he was actually shameless.
Like when you click on a video here, I want you to come away thinking, you know what, best video I've seen all day, that, wow, really good. Now, the S2W channel, I do that for money.
This was actually pretty smart for this era of YouTube though. He was doing then what a lot of people are trying to do now, separating algorithm food from actual passion projects. And over the years, he's actually been able to elevate the main channel because of the second channel. During this time, he became associated with lots of other big UK creators, like Memulus, Stephen Tries, Cal Freezy, The Sidemen. This was the golden era of UK YouTube in my opinion. All sorts of collabs and crossovers, creating one giant melting pot of entertainment. And those collaborations clearly did their job, because in December 2017, Will hit 1 million subscribers. Twatty was now huge, being the main series on the channel. He managed to get an episode out most weeks, missing some from time to time because he was busy or it was a boring week. And then in 2018, he started to diversify his content a little bit, making videos where he'd go out and do something or play a prank on someone, while still making the commentary videos alongside that. In February 2018, EXO was launched, a group channel consisting of Will, Stephen Tries, Lawrence McKenna, and True Geordie. I'll be honest, this was a bit of an odd channel. It kind of felt like a group channel that only existed for the sake of being a group channel, with the only shared link being their varying loves of football. They were all real friends. It wasn't like they were faking or anything. It just felt like the channel didn't have that much direction. EXO lasted about a year and a half, giving us some incredible moments, like Stephen Tries arguing with the F2 freestylers at the Wembley Cup, and then big Brian True Geordie coming in like the final boss. If you're enjoying the video, there should be a like button like round here somewhere. No! Someone commented saying they hyped my video the other day. If you see a hype button, press that, please. I'm begging you. I'm a small creator. I'm so small and petite. Please. Didn't like that. Also in 2018, Will pulled off one of his biggest stunts. He tried to convince the UK media that he was going on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, after they'd started putting YouTubers in the jungle the year before, with absolutely no bad consequences. This year he also started beefing with a middle-aged woman, which went on for a while. He also began collaborating with a newer face in the commentary scene, a young man called James Marriott.
What
What?
As 2019 came around, Will and James were collaborating all the time, especially on Will's second channel, creating the earliest version of Will and Jim Watch. By the way, if you're a new fan of theirs or you're finding out about them through this video, I beg you go watch their airline series. It is one of my all-timers, even though they stole it from Arthur TV. Will took Twatty on tour in 2019, traveling with Stephen and his mate Max, performing the show all across the UK. TJ over here was clearly hoping for a cameo from George Melaus. And lastly, Will had a seizure in 2020 at a TMG show.
I saw Tiny Meat Gang the other week. I went to Cody and Noel's show, and I had a seizure.
Halfway through, while Cody's in the middle of talking, and then he kind of stops himself and he goes like, "Yo, you guys fighting? What's going on?" And everyone's kind of leaning over like, "Oh, a fight?
Yeah,
what's going on?" And then he goes, "Oh wait, are you having a seizure?"
Was he?
He was
going like this.
I've got a condition where I faint at blood. Apparently, my heart stops like sending blood to my brain, which is sick.
Not ideal. Right, before I get onto this section, take a look at this graphic. Only 1.2% of you are subscribed. We're a growing channel, so there's a lot of new eyes on us recently, and if you are enjoying, please do subscribe because it helps out so much. In 2020, Twatty began to die. No one could go anywhere or do anything, so what was Will gonna talk about? Fans pleaded for it to come back, but it was just not happening. Then in April, just after the start of the COVID pandemic, the Eboys was formed. The Eboys was a group channel consisting of Will, James, George Mimulus, and I'm Alex. It felt like a much more solid group than EXO, a group of mates who all have chemistry and make similar content. EXO also tended to feel like two duos inside the group a lot of the time. I was thrilled when the Eboys launched. As a fan of all four of the boys, at the time, I was really excited to see what they were going to do. One man who was less excited than me was Inaba. Fraser lost his head online, as he'd been pushing the idea for a group channel, and then the other four just went and did it without him.
You've created a group channel without the fifth member.
The drama was resolved fairly quickly, with Fraser remaining friends with all the boys. My personal belief is that the beef was somewhat exaggerated to help with the growth of the channel. They made videos like Eboys Green Screen Challenge, £10 versus £10,000 takeaway, and the masterpiece that is Eboys versus the Dream SMP, which has aged like fine bread. In May 2020, James released his first ever single, Slow Down. I like Slow Down. No one else does. The Eboys bullied him for it, and even James himself has since said that he doesn't really like it. Not that it's the worst song ever, it's just not the best he can do, nor is it the kind of music he wanted to be making. In December 2020, they posted Eboys Secret Santa.
No, slow down. I drink to filter out the sounds. I bother lost to steal my rounds. Oh, yes! Don't complain, just get it down. Drink another one.
Probably the best video on the channel, but also the last. The podcast continued for a while, but the main channel grew old and unused. January 1st, 2021, James releases his next single, Him. This song was later part of the No Left Brain EP. Him was a huge improvement from Slow Down, and it really felt like James was starting to find his sound. I actually remember reacting to this song when it came out back in the day. And then, April 29th, 2021, the Eboys released a statement saying that the channel was coming to an end roughly 1 year after it started. Will's come forward since and said that it was his idea. He was getting tired and burnt out from constant group duties as well as his own channels. It's a shame. The Eboys had something that a lot of YouTube groups don't have. Realism. It wasn't super polished. You could tell it was just 4 guys and an editor. Shout out ChipFat. Sure, they had a small team around them, but it mostly just felt like some mates having fun. Even if they hadn't split when they did, things have changed and stuff's come out about one of the members of the group, so it wouldn't have lasted anyway. The boys remained friends and still see each other regularly. All 3 Eboys. Will and James were pretty much completely out of the commentary scene by now. Will had a series where him and James would watch Love Island, which became a fan favourite, as well as posting videos like, I bought every ad I saw for 24 hours, and surprising Tommy in it with 100 Tommy in it. Meanwhile, James released Wake Up in 2021, which is one of the first songs where you can hear the poppy indie rock sound that would later become more refined. He was still posting commentary videos, but the frequency dropped, a sacrifice which he chose to make to prioritise music. In December, he posted a normal commentary video and then just disappeared for months. In April of the next year, he posted a video with Tommy in it, but after that, the channel was abandoned for years. He was still streaming on Twitch consistently at this point and uploading cut-up VODs to a new channel, but the main James Marriott channel was completely abandoned. James's Twitch era was an interesting time. It was a way for him to still make content and collaborate with others, whilst working hard on his music. James wasn't just changing his content, his whole life got a switch up this year. He moved to Brighton, and he stopped drinking. He's been pretty open about his issues with alcohol before, saying that he wasn't necessarily an alcoholic, but he definitely had an unhealthy reliance on it, and that it was better to just cut it out completely. We're in the WillNE Reacts era here, by the way. The second channel was just peak reaction slop, and in half the videos, he would just openly admit that it was lazy content. In 2022, James released the Bitter Tongues EP, and then he took it on tour in early 2023. I actually saw him at Thekla in Bristol. There was two people that were kind of grinding on each other in the crowd through the show, and that rumor has evolved into people basically shagging in the corner of a James Marriott concert. Good show though. Around 2022 is when Will's second channel began to change from just reaction content, solo and with James, to actually sitting down and doing stuff together. Now's probably a good time to mention, Will and Jim wasn't just a series. It was a way for Will to help his mate and grow together.
I think I'm a better friend to you than I am to most people.
Will reached out to me and he was like, come on my channel, my second channel, I'll pay you £500 a video. And I know that's not done. Like, no one really does that. But I think at the time he felt like, obviously it helped him for content, but also I kind of needed it.
You know, the 2 or 3 that you're like, yeah, you're one of my people, right? You're a special person. Make sure you make the extra effort to not let that slip. They're the type of people life's all about.
These two have been friends for almost a decade, and they've both changed so much. They started in such similar places and have grown to be so different, but in that process, they've only grown closer. Not to get too soppy, but is that not the perfect friendship? They're completely different people from when they met, and everything around them has changed, but they've grown and changed together. In November 2023, James released Are We There Yet?, his debut album, which made it to number 17 in the official UK charts. Unbelievably impressive for a debut album. It wasn't just impressive, it was proof that the pivot to music and the sacrifices that came with it were actually worth it. He was pursuing a dream, and it was working. In January 2024, James went on the Are We There Yet tour, and I can confirm his growth was visible. The first time I saw him play, he played a 400 capacity venue, and the second time, he played a 1,000 capacity venue. Go watch that vlog if you haven't. Also, one of my Twitch chatters, Toby, would kill me if I didn't mention that Tom Abisgold was opening for him on that tour. Also in January 2024, whilst James was off flying around the UK and Europe, Will signed on to be a co-owner of Quadrant, Lando Norris's esports and entertainment brand, which was huge for me. In May, they were filming a normal Will and Jim video for Will's second channel, when producer Abby gave them tiramisu to try, not realizing that one of them was a little bit alcoholic.
That's the most alcohol I've had in 2.5 years. That's so alcoholic. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Abby, what the fuck?
They made me add alcohol.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I'm feeling a bit woozy, guys. I might need a pint to call this over. Well, that broke my 2.5 year streak. Thanks, Abby. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
At the end of the year, Will released a video that became a cult classic in his fandom, running 1 meter, but every day it doubles. The entire video is Will running longer and longer distances. The idea came from the fact that James was now living in Brighton, and they couldn't meet up for their daily coffee anymore. The video comes to a peak when Will runs what is effectively a double marathon, all the way from London to James's local coffee shop in Brighton.
It's got the point where no tunes are cheering us up. No food seems to be cheering us up. It's just shit.
You wouldn't believe the day I've just had.
This video has not helped with the dating allegations. Okay, I did a video on Dan and Phil. I know what I'm talking about. In March 2025, James released Toothache and I Don't Want to Live Like This Anymore. 2 songs from his upcoming album, Don't Tell the Dog. Before the album released though, in May, the boys launched Rods, a dairy-free iced coffee company. And I've got to say, it's really good. They originally launched 3 flavors: cold brew oat latte, waffle oat latte, and vanilla matcha. They've since added a tiramisu flavor because of the incident. In June, James released Don't Tell the Dog, an album about growing up, grief, loss, and more. Its name is a reference to Jasper, the dog I was talking about at the start, and in classic James Marriott fashion, it gives you whiplash, going back and forth between boppy indie rock tunes and more hard-hitting somber tracks. Towards the end of last year, James went on tour again, and once again, I attended. I went with Fob, and we vlogged the entire thing. So if you want to see that video, let's get 40 likes on this one. He also flew to New York recently, as SoundCloud said that they were going to put him on a billboard in Times Square. They did not put him on a billboard in Times Square. And that's pretty much everything. As of right now, they have millions of fans and are doing great, together and separately. They've stayed close with George, the other E-boy, and they seem content with where they are. I've been watching these boys for years, and it's been so fun getting the chance to make a video about them, so if you have enjoyed, please do subscribe. I asked on TikTok if there was anything you guys wanted mentioned, and here's everything you said that I didn't manage to fit in. The Belle Delphine saga, when Will and Alex spent $2.5 grand on Belle Delphine's Patreon, and then they ended up having this back and forth. She sent him a car and some blood, and it was all a bit weird. Will said grape wrong this one time.
But I like grape.
I like grape. I like grape. Will's dog Basil, which he lost in the divorce. The Live Laugh Luton merch and the Your Mother merch. James does mining. Will got the police called on Chris MD once in a takeaway video.
The police are at my door.
Shout out to Rosie for this comment, by the way. James used to do Bob Ross breakdowns on his channel. That is such elite ball knowledge. A staple of a lot of Will and Jim videos is the good bin and the bad bin. And one time they found a Mickey Mouse toy that called them a twat.
What? They just called me a twat.
I asked last time what I should do for this week's outro, and you guys said the Chubby Bunny Challenge, so enjoy. I'm actually doing you guys a solid here, okay? These aren't vegetarian, but I'm having them anyway. That's my dedication to my craft. So, rather than a normal Chubby Bunny Challenge, I thought I'd make it Will and James themed. So we're gonna put a marshmallow in, and then try and say a phrase, then the other person puts a marshmallow in, tries to say a phrase.
Okay, let me just keep going, basically.
Yeah. Good bin.
Bad bin.
I like glape. Oh, you got a fucking easy one.
Basil.
Tiramisu.
Adios, Lele. I'm reading that, I'm very big cheeks.
No, I thought I'd be better at this. Jeremy's off to shag his Audi R8.
Bring up Jack Bring up Jack Wilkinson on the cam. Go on. Betty Swallock. Are we there yet? What is it? I'm not Chubby Bunny. It's so funny.
Thank you guys for watching. Next episode should be Brit Crew. Let me know what you want me to do in the outro for that one. If I can get him involved and make him suffer too, that's a bonus.
Nothing to do with me there. Nothing to do. Nothing to do on me, just...
Top comment, next week's outro, you should shoot Casey. Follow me on Twitter. See you next time.
Bye. Bye.
Chilcott dude will return.